Am I allowed to put a DeWalt blade in a Milwaukee Sawzall? Good morning. We're back today. Brock's here. We're gonna keep washing on this tractor. I'm gonna try and get my fan installed today. We got all kinds of stuff going on. I'm mixing up some soap for our foam cannon, and I'm gonna let Brock foam it and scrub it down. And we'll get it dried off this afternoon and maybe get our buffer out. So I kind of always do a half of the tractor or combine or whatever at a time. Foaming. Go. All right, I gotta let him work on that. Dad and I are kind of in the middle of a meeting in the office here. All right, we're making progress. The back is cleaner. We've got some tar, spots like that we're gonna have to go in and touch up, and we're just trying to get all the heavy dirt off. I'm gonna work on the front half now. This soap that I'm using this time, I got a little different stuff today. This is the Tough Mudder, chemical guys stuff. Honestly, I don't know if there's a difference. It foams pretty good. It does melt the dirt off of stuff like on the tire, the rubber and stuff on there, so it does help. It works. The foam is cool. You can see the dirty foam melting the dirt right off of those tires basically as quick as he sprays them. All right, this stuff is going to be a problem, so we're going to have to spend some time working on tar. We have another visitor today. This is Parker. Can you say hi, Parker? Parker is my nephew. He's looking at all the tractors. He clearly wants up there. Okay, let's go. Open it up. Ugh. There you go, bud. You made it. You need the steering wheel down so you can drive? Huh? Oh, yeah, you find all the switches like your cousins do, don't you? Kids and their horns, I tell you what. Can you do it, Parker? Oh, try again. Oh, you got it. All right, we are gonna let Brock keep working on that tractor and getting tar off and cleaning and whatever else needs to be done with it. We're gonna come back to this project. I think I am to the point where we need to move our scaffolding outside. So we gotta take the top tier off so we can push it out the door. Okay, we've got it outside. I just kind of laid everything down a tier. We'll set it back up out there. We're letting some humidity out here. It's decent out today. The sun is shining. It's in the high 30s, if not into the 40s, so it won't be too bad to work out here. We just got to work around that wire. Oh boy, that one's gonna be fun. It's all right, we got room in behind there and we'll be fine. What tools do I need? I'm gonna need a Sawzall and probably the angle grinder with a cutoff wheel. And maybe a straight edge and a pencil would probably be a good idea. Am I allowed to put a DeWalt blade in a Milwaukee Sawzall? I don't know. We're gonna do it anyway. This one's got 24 teeth per inch, which is the most that I could find, which I think is probably the best for cutting that thin metal. More teeth per inch seems like a good thing for that. Yeah, 2 hands. Okay, well I got one cut done that's decent. The one on the top I kind of got crooked, but we'll fix that. Basically I'm using the cutoff wheel grinder to get an opening, and then the Sawzall cuts across it pretty quickly. So having that board there was a really good guide, and I've got a board on the bottom, so I should be able to do the same thing across there. This one on the top though, we're just gonna stay, or on this side, we're just gonna stay right on this groove, basically. Kind of like that. Sweet. I gotta trim this extra edge there. There's a seam right there, so that's why. But yeah, cool. Okay, I got it. I got the hole. I scuffed some paint a little bit. We'll fix that. But I did get this straightened out, and I got a nice straight cut down that side, relatively straight cut down that side. The bottom looks good. This side looks good. So I think we're ready for my boards that are going to go in here to fill in this gap and allow us to screw this steel and the weather hood that's going to go out here to that. So I got to go get those boards and some screws and potentially a drill, because this stuff is very hard, and so is my boards going through it. We might pre-drill them. But yeah, so the problem with native lumber like this, hard oak, is that it's hard. I even drilled it deep enough for the whole screw, because I got the long bit, and I keep spinning screws off. They keep snapping as soon as I get any resistance to them. So I'm gonna need a bigger drill bit, but I don't have a big one that's long. So yeah, I don't know, we'll figure something out. I guess I'll drill them small and then get a little bit bigger diameter bit and drill them as deep as I can, and hopefully that'll work. Boy, she ain't pretty, but I got them after I broke 4 of them off. Look at that. It made it through to about right there, and they snapped, so they're still holding. But I got 4 good ones in there, and now we can put that one on, and I got some shorter screws so that I don't it's not so hard. How's the tar removal coming, Brock?
I like this stuff better than the other stuff.
All right, so we mixed up a spray bottle with some of my bug and tar remover stuff that I got here. I wasn't sure how well it would work, but apparently it works pretty good. We even diluted it some, like it says you're supposed to, but that's good. Yeah, I bought this stuff, and when I ordered it on Amazon, the half-gallon bottle that I got was cheaper than the quart bottle, 32 ounces, I think. I wouldn't have bought such a big thing just to try it, but it was cheaper than the smaller one, so it is what it is. And it seems to be working pretty well, actually. Brock did say that the trick is to let it soak and spray it on and let it sit for a little bit, and then stuff comes right off. So, well, that's good.
I'm not taking that chance.
All right, I've got our board in there. We're ready for this piece. I've got Brock here to help me. I think I'm gonna have to take it apart to get it in there. But we've got to drill, because our boards are so hard, we've got to drill for the wood, much less the steel. It's gonna be a challenge. Check it out, our weather cover is on. And yeah, I didn't do too bad. Scuffed up some steel in a couple of spots like that, but it's all right. I even found the original bolts or screws from the tin that had the red paint and the rubber washers on it. So that is good here. We've got a couple of screws to try and get in that top corner yet, and then we can move our scaffolding back inside and set our fan. Got her moved back inside. All right, well, it's not quite as big of a hole in the wall as it was, or at least it doesn't look like it, but still a lot of heat moving out there. I believe it's lunchtime. Yep, 5 to noon. So we'll throw this fan up there this afternoon when I get back from lunch. Should fit right into our opening, and we just screw it in the corners, and voila, it's done. All right, I'm back from lunch. Got my scaffolding set back up on the inside here, and just looking things over, and I think we are ready to slap our fan in there. Oh yeah, this edge. We might have to trim this edge back to give us enough of a lip, because like I said yesterday, this stud kind of curves off towards the top there, and there ain't much there. So I'll have to measure a little bit. It might actually fit in there, and the bolt might be in this board up top where it would be okay. But I'll have to see how close we are. It shouldn't be that hard to trim that. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna get the fan up here. Probably use the forklift to lift it up and just set it on my platform. And then we can see if it fits in there and do what we got to do to trim it. You just go up. I'll get it. All right, so these 4 corners here got these big holes. I've got some lag bolts that will fit in there. and we can drive them in. We're going to have to drill the holes out with quite a bit bigger drill, so that's how we're going to secure that in there. I'm going to see if it fits, but I think we're going to have to trim that one side off. Okay, good news, bad news. Good news is it fits in our framing. Bad news is it doesn't quite fit here like I thought it wouldn't. So I scratched a line there to mark it. We're going to have to cut that off and chip it out, and then our fan will fit flush all the way in there. We're going to have a little bit of a gap on that side. Doesn't really matter. There, look at that. You can see how much that board is not straight, because this line is straight. But yeah, I used this little tool here, and that actually worked pretty well. It may have been a little slower. I wanted to use, or I thought about using a circular saw, but there were some nails in there. There was one right there that would have ruined a blade real fast. So that, I can cut through metal with it, and it worked. Check it out. Our fan is in. So now we can stuff as much of that styrofoam back in there as we can, and then throw in a little bit of the bat insulation in here and cover this bottom portion up. Oh, I'm also going to get a can of spray foam, and we're going to fill in these gaps and around there as much as possible. Seal it up a little bit, and then we'll get that hole closed in, and then it's just a matter of wiring it. All right, so we've got as much of that foam as we could get in there now. Oh no. Dad said he didn't know if this can would work. We fill it in with this stuff, but she's not working. Might have to get a different can, or yeah, I don't really want to just puncture it. That'd cause a mess. I fixed it. Turns out it was just a clogged nozzle. So we'll fill in our gaps. I wonder how much this stuff's going to expand. Is this the good stuff or the window stuff? It's the triple expanding stuff, so it'll fill in those gaps, and we're good to go there. So Brock's got a piece of our fiberglass cut, so we can stuff that in there. We're going to have to measure for our cover chipboard. Cut that, and we'll get it to fit in there. Apparently I did not get that in there very straight. Whoops. Oh well. All right, we got that piece cut, and Brock's gonna put it in there. Okay guys, so I'm trying to find some supplies to start our electrical and wiring this, and I want to run 12 gauge wire in conduit. I found green and white 12 gauge wire, but I do not have any black or red, but I should be black. So what I did find, and I've already got it up there, is some 14.3 Romex. And it's killing me, but I feel like I'm cheating and cutting corners running Romex, because then I don't need conduit. I don't have any conduit, so that's okay. And the 14 gauge wire is sufficient. If you look at the specs on the sheet here, it actually says 1/3 of a horsepower. That 18 gauge is okay, but this little asterisk here means don't use anything smaller than 14 gauge. So 14 is what it requires, or what it calls for. We're a fairly short run here, so that'll work. The 14.3 Romex has actually got an extra wire in it. We really only need 3 wires. We need 2 hots in the ground. With electric motors like this, apparently you don't need a neutral wire. So I've got it up there. I kind of got started. I'll show you what I got, but we're just gonna run with it, I guess. And I got some clips or some staples, and we'll just run it right down the side of that peak there, and down the side and over to our box. We'll have to put our switch in somewhere right over there by that thermometer, I would assume. Okay, so here's what we've got. I stapled this up there just to hold it in place. I've got a good box connector securing that there, and then we've got our 4 wires in. We're not going to use the white wire, so that would be a neutral if we needed it. We don't need a neutral. There's a wiring diagram right here. So L1, why doesn't that focus? Sorry. L1 connects to the purple, L2 is to the yellow. Those are our 2 hot wires, and then we connect the white, red, and orange wires together, and we connect the black and brown wires together, and then the blue wire stays on its own. and that should work. So I've already got our black hot wire to the purple lead. We need the other red hot wire to the yellow lead, and then we'll connect stuff from there, and then this side of it will be done. We can run our conduit or our Romex down there. Okay, I got everything connected there the way that it's supposed to be according to the wiring diagram. I thought about leaving the cover off because we should try it before we put everything back together, but I decided that it's easier to put it back together and then come back and take it apart if I need to, so I'm going to throw the cover on. The only thing that we might need to change really is that you can reverse the black and the red wires to change the rotation of the fan. I'm going to assume that it's right, and we'll go from there. But all right, we need to tack our wire up as far as we can reach. Okay, get the scaffolding moved. We had to pull the tractor, had to do it. Look at all the dirt on the floor. Thought the tractor was clean, Brock. The floor was clean when we started this morning. Oh well, good chance to clean it up. This is why I don't like Romex. Hard to get it tight and looking good, and it gets all wobbly, and birds are probably gonna sit right there. There's probably a better way to do this, but there's not a more fun way. All right, now we can work our way down there. Knock, knock. This is a perfect opportunity to use our door. So we kind of have this random door that just comes out the side of the wall of our office that's way up high. It's because of the way the steps are. You can't get furniture in, so we put a door in to get furniture in and out. But now we don't use it anymore. My dad always liked to joke that it was the salesman door, which was funny until I became the salesman. I made it down the side to right there, and we are ready for our switch. Our thermometer that we haven't looked at in 25 years is going to have to move. I'm going to need a box too. I think we have a box somewhere. Okay, there is our switch all wired up. The two red wires are the power coming in. The two black wires is the power going out. The green is the ground, obviously. So we're going to put that in that box. I've got another Romex coming out. It's going to go back up and across into a breaker panel. We'll get to that part. I've had a lot of comments about putting in a humidistat and just leaving it kind of so that it automatically turns on and off with the humidity in here. And that is a good idea. It would certainly automate it a little bit and make it a little bit easier to use when we're washing and stuff in here. The problem is that I'm going to use it in more than just that situation. Let's say I have a tractor running in here or something and I need to exhaust the fumes. I can turn it on for that. Let's say we're welding and we're getting a lot of fumes and smoke from something like that. Or I'm painting, or sandblasting, or all kinds of things that I do in here that cause dust, and that fan will help suck everything out of here, and I want to be able to turn it on and off when I can. And I'm sure I could wire it up with a humidistat to still be able to do that, but this is just, it's simpler and quicker and easier to just do this way right now, and we'll turn it on when we need it, we'll turn it off when we don't. All right, wires in the box connected. I haven't put the cover on. We're going to test everything first, but it should work here. So I'm going to flip the breaker. Breaker's on. All right, Brock, turn our switch on. Look at that. And the louver's even opened, which means that it's blowing out. Haha, success. So there's a little adjustment screw there that adjusts the minimum fan speed. And you want it adjusted so that the louvers are just open. And that's where we've got it. So, yeah, we'll put some covers on and we'll be done. Don't forget, details matter. Slots straight up and down. Details. Okay, there's our knob. Turn it up. Click it off. So, we're going to turn it on. We're going to crack our door. Oh. Scaffolding's in the way. There. Crack our door a little bit. You can see the styrofoam blowing around. So we've got air coming in. It should help kind of sweep across the floor here and cycle up and right out. So we've got our tube heaters and our overhead fans that'll keep everything stirred up. It should help dry things out, get the humidity out of here. I think that'll work nice. Good job, Brock.
Yep.
Looks good from out here. If we decide this isn't enough air movement, we can always get a second one and stack it underneath it. But I think we'll go with this for now. Well, Brock's been working on doing a little cleaning and tar removal. Did a pretty good job, it looks like. We're gonna have to rinse stuff down again after we get that tar remover stuff. That's why it's kind of splotchy looking, but I haven't got any, yeah, look at all that. I haven't got any polish yet. The stuff that I've got in the barn, or in the parts room, I don't really care for, so I want to get some new stuff, but we'll work on that. I don't know if we'll get to it tomorrow or it'll be next week, but we're going to keep working on that. Remind me tomorrow, this video is long enough, I'm not going to do it now, but remind me tomorrow, as in type in the comments now, to talk about the weights on this tractor. I've got lots of questions about that, haven't addressed it yet. I want to, but not today, tomorrow. Okay, well, Brock's taking off. He's working tomorrow, and then our schedules next week weren't going to work out real well, so he's off till after the first of the year. From here, he still has his normal job, full-time job. And good news, Brock passed his paramedic exam. I think, I don't know, something. He passed something, the national one or something. I don't know if he's got another one or not, but so good for him. He's kind of moving up in that world there as well. And yeah, anyway, I'm done for tonight. We've got family dinner here tonight with people coming in for Christmas. So I'm gonna go do that. My wife and boys will be here shortly. And yeah, we'll see you guys again tomorrow. I might have to run and get some stuff to work on this tractor. I got some stuff to pick up here. We'll get our scaffolding out of here and keep working on that tractor. So have a good night. Thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe buttons, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.